How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the corner. I'm the DM as always, and today I want to talk about PoE and specifically PoE 2. I tried recording this once, sound wasn't recording. Second attempt, I went on a long ass fucking tangent that didn't even get to the points. Um, gonna try and make this short and simple as much as I can. It might be rambly, it might be ranty. I don't know. I don't fucking care. I've seen a lot of videos in recent days talking about lightning damage in PoE. I haven't actually watched them. Even Jazzrus's, admittedly, I haven't watched. I'm gonna get to it. Don't worry, Jazz. I know you're watching this video. I'm gonna get to it. Probably after this video, after I'm done recording. But if you're in Jazzrus's Discord, it's no secret my plans for 0.4. Now, I have this specific video pulled up because it's been linked like 2, 3, 4 times in Jazzrus's Discord, and honestly, it's kind of fucking based. As the title of this video says, link in the description, it talks about why you can't have fun in Path of Exile 2, and a lot of it has to do with meta or the meta, air quotes, right? Which, for those of you that don't know, meta stands for most effective tactics available. And in this video, it actually talks about how the quote unquote meta build for Rise of the Abyssal is not actually the meta build, right? Is not the most effective tactics available build for the game. We know this because of the fact that it was not the only build that was number one across every possible league or every possible scenario of Path of Exile 2. And we know this because of PoE Ninja. Now, if we go over here to PoE Ninja, we can see something very, 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 very curious, okay? With Rise of the Abyssal Standard, we have Deadeye and we have Blood Mage. That's the number two. Number one, number two, right? But then we see something quite interesting. Hardcore in Hardcore Soul Self-Found, the number one is Lich, with Soul Self-Found being Deadeye. Now, of course, if we look at these three builds, right, for Deadeye and Blood Mage, Rise of the Abyssal, and then we look at Soul Self-Found, Deadeye, and even if we look at Lich, I'm sure there will be no differences. Maybe there will be, but if we look at these two and this one, we'll see no actual differences. A bunch of lightning damage, a bunch of lightning damage, a bunch of lightning damage, and then this one is actually surprisingly chaos damage, which is actually very relevant because if we look at Lich and Lich for Hardcore and Hardcore Soul Self-Found, we see something very curious where we see chaos damage and chaos damage. This is very curious. Why is this very curious? Well, it's because of what is called a shock bot. Now, a shock bot for minion builds is a minion who deals lightning damage whose sole purpose is to inflict shock. Okay, now this leads me, and I'm going to try and be super quick and super brief about this. So let's just do a lightning round, shall we? The reason why lightning damage is so prevalent in Rise of the Abyssal is simply because lightning damage inflicts shock. What is shock? Why is it so important? Well, shock is so important because it is a multiplicative damage multiplier on all of damage dealt to a monster. Okay, I think the base is like 20% or something like that. I don't know off the top of my head. But the point is, it's a multiplicative damage multiplier off of just all damage dealt to a monster, right? That is why Deadeye, that is why Blood Mage with Spark, Orb of Power, Orb of Storm Arc, blah blah blah. That's why this is so prevalent in Soul of Self-Found and Standard League. Is because it's simply the thing that deals, quote unquote, the most damage. Okay, it is not necessarily the most effective thing to do. It is just something that is perceived as doing the most damage. And why is it perceived as doing the most damage? Is because a bunch of streamers and content creators, that's all they decided to fucking do. Look at any fucking content creator. Ziggy D. Look at fucking oh god, what the fuck is his name? Zizarin. Look at Zizarin, look at any of the fucking content creators that are doing fucking like mainstream build. All of them, every single fucking one does fucking lightning arrow. Every single fucking one. You can't tell me I'm wrong because I know I'm fucking not. They're all doing lightning arrow as their main fucking build. Why are they doing it as the main build? It's because it's perceived as being the most effective thing, even though it's fucking not. We know it's not, because if it was the most effective thing to do, then hardcore and hardcore soul self-found would also be doing lightning arrows. Well, what are they doing? They're doing fucking chaos damage. They're doing blasphemy, despair, contagion, essence strain, dark effigy. What do all these things have in common? They're all chaos damage. Every single one is actually just full-on chaos damage. I'm trying not to go off on tangents. I'm gonna try. Okay. The reason why they are focusing on shock and not the other elements is because of how the other elements are inflicted. Okay. Ignite, for example, one, it only does 80% of a hit's fire damage, okay, and that is before mitigation or damage taken multiple modifiers. It is only actually increased by ailment effect and magnitude, okay. On top of that, it's only inflicted based off of flammability, and flammability gives you a 1% chance per 1% of it. Per each 1% of flammability magnitude grants 1% chance to ignite per 5% of ailment threshold a hit deals. So it's like this huge convoluted bullshit math that it has to do, and then fucking effects that don't, like incinerate and ignite ground, that don't actually inflict ignite but act as if they did. Those don't actually inflict ignite until they've hit at least 50% of flammability magnitude, and it's like this whole fucking convoluted bullshit fucking thing that has to be done, right? And then chill and freeze, those are two entirely separate fucking things, where bosses, they can't actually be frozen. They have to accumulate freeze buildup, right? And then things that are immune to having their action speed reduced below a certain amount, or the movement speed below reduced below a certain amount, which is all bosses and like rares and magic mobs that have certain modifiers. They have to accumulate freeze buildup, and then that is a fixed duration, right? And then you have chill, which, like, one, you have to deal damage that is above a certain ailment threshold, and then not only that, but that also has to be above 30% magnitude. Otherwise, it's just completely and fully discarded. And then it's only up to a maximum of 50%, right? And then, like, chill to ground inflicts a specified 30%, specified otherwise. And then it also only has a duration of 2 seconds on characters and 8 seconds on non-characters, right? And skill effect duration does not affect this at all. So it's like, there's a whole bunch of bullshit behind it. So basically, Ignite is just categorically worse than Chill because of all the bullshit math that's involved in order to even hit one. So basically, you could be dealing 50 bajillion damage, but if the hit that deals the Ignite itself only does 1,000, then the damage that the Ignite deals will only be 800, which means it's just fucking useless. And then Chill has to be above a certain damage amount, and then the magnitude of that Chill has to be above 30. It has to be 30% or above in order to actually do anything. Otherwise, it's just fully discarded. It's just like, it's bullshit. And then it's capped at 50%, right? So, and then, like, most monsters are like so fast with their attacks and everything that like 50% doesn't even actually do anything. It's just fucking stupid. It's garbage. Like, the monk I was playing, it didn't even, like, chill wasn't even a thing. Chill was just something that was there to enable freeze, and then the freeze only existed in order to pop the freeze and deal damage, right? So the build wasn't actually even using freeze or chill. It was just using it to actually deal more damage. It wasn't actually using it for the effects of it, right? So basically, it was fucking useless. It was garbage. It was useless. It wasn't. That's why Invoker is literally third. I guarantee you. I mean, I'm just gonna do this, and I guarantee you, every single one of these is gonna be fucking chilled. Let's see. This was literally on all of them. Charge, Staff, Element. Look, Elemental Expression, Herald of Ice, Ice Strike, Shattering Palm, Falling Thunder. Falling Thunder was part of the leveling process. That's the only reason it's there. Herald of Thunder is literally there because it's fucking shock damage, right? Herald of Ice. Oh wow. Charge Strike, Ice Strike, Shattering Palm. Oh look. Ice Strike, Tempest Spell, a part of the one-shot monk build. Herald of Ice, Shattering Palm, right? Like all of these are the exact same. Ice Strike, Tempest Spell, Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder, Shattering Palm. Oh look, wow, all of them are the exact fucking same because that is what is meta. I can prove this simply by the numbers. Unlike literally every other fucking build, this is rank 3 across the board. Rise of the Abyssal, Hardcore Rise of the Abyssal, Soul Self-Found Rise of the Abyssal, Hardcore Soul Self-Found Rise of the Abyssal. This was the meta build. This was the most effective tactic available. But you didn't fucking see this, and this is what this video goes into, is how the most popular thing is not the meta thing. It is not the most effective thing. It's just the most popular thing, right? And already this video is even shorter. So basically, this is why I'm going Soul Self-Found in this next league, is because all of these builds that you see streamers doing are not the best builds. And in fact, none of these are the best build. The best build is the build that you find the most fun. Okay? It doesn't matter what build that is, it's the build that you find the most fun. I'm going actually not even probably, I'm going Wyvern Druid. And then, depending on what we see from Shaman and Oracle, I'm either going Shaman and going a hybrid build of Spellcaster Wyvern. I don't know yet. And then there's also potentially Oracle because of what Oracle has been teased to be able to do. I might go Oracle. And if I go Oracle, then I'm going all in on Wyvern. But if I'm going Shaman, I'm going like a 50-50 like Spellcaster Wyvern kind of setup. I don't know. I'm not going Werewolf. I'm not going Bear. I know for a fact that I'm not. I'm going Wyvern 100%, and then whether or not I go 100% or 50% Wyvern depends on what we see from Shaman and Oracle, right? More specifically Oracle, because we haven't actually seen all of the added nodes from Oracle, and there are still even some nodes from the Shaman build or Shaman Ascension that we haven't seen yet, right? So basically this entire video is just me saying that this build or this video is fucking based. Go watch it. Yeah, it's like 50 minutes long, but it's worth a fucking watch. Go watch it. And stop following a build. Just stop. Because Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2 has so many build potentials and build variables that when I first made a video when Path of Exile 2 was first going to enter early access, I noted that Path of Exile 2 and by extension Path of Exile has so many different options available that it's more than the atoms in the observable universe. Stop following a build and do your own thing. I guarantee you'll have more fun.